भगवा आतंक इस वक्त देश के लिए सबसे बड़ा खतरनाक दुश्मन है।
मेरे हिंदू होने से क्यों फर्क पड़ रहा? आप भी तो हैं, बाहर जितने हैं सब हैं।
हिंदुओं से बहुत नफरत करता है ये। नफरत करनी भी चाहिए, हर मुसलमान का हक है।
I will make sure that you will go to hell. Shame on you! Shame on you!
Welcome to the Globali podcast show. Kedar Gaikwad is a Mumbai-based filmmaker for over 2 decades of experience in the Indian film industry. Beginning his career as an assistant cameraman after studying commercial art, he steadily evolved into a sought-after director and director of photography, known for his powerful visual language and emotionally grounded storytelling. Over the years, Kedar has shot and contributed to notable films such as Dharamveer, Farzand, Fulrani, Hate Story 2, Chopsticks, and numerous high-end commercials for leading Indian brands. He made his directorial debut in 2014 and continues to blend strong narratives with cinematic aesthetics drawn from the influence of his idols Christopher Nolan, Steven Spielberg, Tom Hanks, Amir Khan, and Rajkumar Hirani. In 2025, Kedar directed his debut Hindi feature film MatchFixing, a gripping political drama exploring Indo-Pak dynamics and global geopolitical tensions. The film marks a significant milestone in his journey, showcasing his ability to helm intense, large-scale narratives both visually and emotionally. A must-watch movie. We welcome Kedar Gaikwad to the Globali for a fun talk and know more about filmmaking and cinematography. Welcome to the Globali, sir.
Thank you so much.
So, Kedar, sir, take us back to the beginning of your career as a filmmaker and cinematographer, because we have seen your movies, we have seen wonderful movies and also movies that actually change makers of the society. So we are curious to know about your journey. You're starting. How did you begin your journey as a filmmaker and cinematographer?
So I was born and raised in Mumbai, in a very small, cozy town called Dombivli. And I was born in a Maharashtrian family. And back then, there was no hype of English medium schools and all that stuff. So I went to a very, basic Marathi medium school. It was highly rated back then. And we were encouraged to take up sports and, academics simultaneously. So from the childhood, I have been a sports person.
Okay.
And gradually, I developed this liking for art, drawing and painting. And that is how my journey started as an artist. Because a lot of people in the industry come after doing engineering or medical sciences, various fields basically. But I joined the industry after finishing commercial arts, that is the graduation in advertising.
Okay.
And so my formal education is in advertising, and after doing commercial arts, usually people opt for an ad agency and creative jobs, but my inclination goes towards photography always.
You took my question actually. Like advertisement to filmmaking, cinematography is like, was there any defining moment or a particular, film that made you say, no, I need to choose filmmaking?
No, actually, there is a funny story. My cousin, who was my mentor while I was growing up, he took me under his wings. Although he has got no connection with film industry, but he had a friend who then became my ex-boss, spoke to his friend back then, and he said he introduced me to him and said he has done something like that, something as you've done, the commercial arts and all that stuff. So why don't you take him under your wings? And then my journey in the ad industry began from there, where I used to bunk my college and go on to the ad film shoots. So my ex-boss told me that, you hang on there, you soak the atmosphere, and you see if it interests you. Because, without passion, you cannot survive in the film industry,
Indeed.
because it requires massive amount of patience, retakes. In between takes, we take about 2 hours for lighting and to create that mood which has been discussed. So for actors, it is, you know, actors get ready, they sit in the vanity van. When they're called, they come, they perform, and they go back. But for us,
Right.
the 12-hour shift is entirely used by the technicians. So it is entirely up to a technician how to utilize that time. And if you're not passionate about your work, then it gets extremely boring. So people come and join the film industry for wrong reasons. People think that it is glamorous, and we will see glamour and beauty and all that stuff. But it is hardly 1% of that. It is hard work, sweat, and blood. So my journey began when I finished commercial arts and I started visiting art film sets. Back then, my ex-boss also was assistant, and he used to work under this legendary cameraman called Raja Sayyar.
Okay.
So brilliant cameraman. And I started observing his lighting and techniques and cameras and everything on the set. And it started giving me a lot of interest. So first day I went on the art film shoot and I stood and watched the proceedings for 9 hours. And then I
Okay.
realized I sort of like this whole thing. So immediately after finishing my college, I joined one small crash course in Pune, which was held by Kanal sir, who used to be a faculty uh, uh, at Pune Film School, FTII. And then, he started his own classes. So after doing that 1 month class course, I joined the film industry as an assistant cameraman. And that is how my journey began. So it was late 2001 or 2002 was the time actually I started working actively in the film industry.
And you are artistic, you love art, and also and a camera. So as a cinematographer, how do you balance this technical precision with artistic intuition?
It's a very good question. A lot of people who come from engineering background or medical background, a lot of people are forced to do engineering and medical field in India, even in spite of their inclination towards arts. Not everybody is as lucky as me. My parents allowed me to do what I wanted to do, and I could, pursue my graduation in advertising. But a lot of people who, come from engineering background, they are more inclined towards, science part of it, how the camera functions, mechanics of the camera works, and how the lens, how many opticals are there in the lens. They are more inclined towards that. But what I try to do is, as an artist, my inclination is towards visualizing the story first, because I need to tell the story for the audience. It is not a photograph which I'm clicking for my happiness. This is the basic difference between commercial arts and fine arts. a fine artist, a painter, is painting for himself or herself, as against us, the cinematographers or the visual artists or the filmmakers, are doing the job for the audience. So we have to communicate the particular story through our camera work. So when I hear the narration or hear the story first, I hear the narration or listen to the story as an audience and not as a technician. So when I keep my technician out, automatically my job becomes easy.
And you need to collaborate with directors also, translate their vision into visual language. How do you do that? How do you collaborate with directors?
See, you over the period of time when you work with different technicians, different actors, you get used to adapting different styles. So what I do is whenever I meet a director, I first listen to their part of story, what they are expecting. And as a cinematographer, my job is to enhance director's job. So I try and give suggestions. If they are taken, well and good. But if director is hell bent on doing or creating his vision, my job is to just help him out, help him or her, whoever the director is.
You must be loving to watch films and movies that pulled you towards it. Are there any films of or filmmakers who shaped your early cinematic language?
I distinctly remember as a fresh out of college, when I was about to enter the film industry, I saw these two path-breaking films. One is Lagan, and second is Dil Chahta Hai. Both, even today, cinematically, cinematography-wise, or technically, very strong films, path-breaking films. What Farhan Akhtar and Ashutosh Gowarikar created back then in 2001, it is still considered as a uh, benchmark for any filmmaker. The canvas that Anil Mehta created in Lagan and the canvas created by Ravi K. Chandran in Dil Chahta Hai was path breaking. So that sort of opened my eyes, and we sort of started breaking barriers between Indian films, the way they looked, and the Hollywood films, the way they looked, because these two films are absolutely Hollywood class. So those two films early in my career grabbed my attention. Along with that, I was watching a lot of Hollywood films, Schindler's List, Life is Beautiful, Notting Hill.
Okay.
All these films, uh, grabbed my attention and made me pull towards the cinematography side more.
And what was your first movie that you worked, maybe in filmmaking or cinematography? Which was the first movie and your experience with your
As
first
as a
movie?
technician, you're asking?
As a technician and as a filmmaker too, because we would love to
The one
know,
which I
like,
worked on,
right, sir?
the one which I worked on.
Yes, where you worked, yeah. As a
Okay.
filmmaker and also as a cinematographer.
So as an assistant cameraman, I worked on a film called Uttarayan. It is a Marathi feature film, which I worked as an assistant cameraman. And there was another film from the same director, Bipin Nadkarni, Evdo Sabhad. These two films, you know, the cinematography style was very unique, very realistic. As an assistant cameraman, I loved those films from my ex-boss, Mahesh. He shot them brilliantly. And, till 2008, I worked as an assistant cameraman. And gradually I moved out. I decided I will work on my own. So when I started working on my own, I worked with this director called Atul Kale. Again, it was a Marathi film called Asami Ashipi, where I got amazing kind of technical people to help me out. Atul is a very good director himself, and he gave me a lot of freedom to work with. and he supported me with his vision. So that is one of my first films where I uh, could do what I wanted to do in terms of in terms of cinematography, and a lot of people liked the film, and a lot of my seniors appreciated my work. So that was the film where I felt, okay, I'm good enough to survive in this industry as a cinematographer.
So we would love to also show the clippings to the audience if you share the visuals with us.
Definitely.
I will the audience this movie is in Marathi, and definitely our viewers would love to watch a few clippings of this movie.
पटली खात्री.
Right, sir. And as a filmmaker, sir, which one was your first movie?
There was a film which I was shooting in 2012. Uh, Again, it was a Marathi film called Dhol Tashe. It was based on Dhol Tasha culture in Pune. The Ganpati Dhol Tashe. And during that film, there was a guy called Shreyash who was a co-producer on that film. We worked together, and in 2013, he sort of called me and he said, I want to make a film with you. So I initially thought that he's offering me to be a cameraman on one of his projects. So I suggested few friends who wanted to become a director, and so after looking at their profile, he said, no, I'm asking you to direct a film because I've seen on the sets of Dhol Tashe how creative you are and how your inputs always work. I think you should direct a film. And that kind of took me by surprise because I was not even established as a full-fledged director of photography, and somebody was offering me to direct a film. But my thought process was very clear. I knew that I do not want to just direct a film because I have an offer, but I need to be convinced with a topic, with a subject, and it has to be commercially viable, at the same time meaningful film. Because I'm done with watching just stupid love romantic films where it does not make any sense. Two people meet. I mean, see, if you're going to the theater to watch a film, it should make an impact.
Indeed.
Make an impact on you. I am not trying to give any message, but that film has to have a nice storyline, a meaningful storyline. So one fine day, I was sitting in a coffee shop with a writer friend of mine, Hemant Tedlavadkar, and he kind of told me one story of a guy. He was traveling by a train and he saw one boy in 2013. He sat in a train to go to Pune and he put his head down in his gadget. He was playing some video game. And he only, kept that gadget when the Pune station came. And my writer said, I was amazed by his concentration in the gadget. He missed watching the waterfalls, nature, beauty. And he thought, we should make a film on internet and gadget addiction. And back then, it was just catching up. The gadget and internet addiction was just catching up in 2013-14. And I thought, this is a great story. This is a great subject. And, Hemant came up with a lovely story. And that is how I presented a story of Online Binline, my first directorial film as in Marathi industry, which had a great storyline. I would love to show the trailer for our audience.
Yeah, definitely. Our viewers would love to see the trailer of this. Because when you was speaking, that curiosity to know more, because yes, that was the era, that was the time or age when new gadgets were gradually coming in the hands of the youth.
झाल्या माझ्यात आणि किमयात मोडता घालण्यासाठी इंटरनेटच्या सगळ्या युक्त्या वापरून झाल्या. मला जास्त चांगली दिसती ना, घेतली.
Good morning. Dad, I'm sitting on a commode. Do you want to see that? Hi, I'm Siddharth. Status? Always online. He आहे किमया.
And so, can you recall a particular memorable or difficult day on set and how you handle it? If you must be facing some difficult, situation while maybe shooting or directing or like while making a film. So, how do you handle such situation, and any experience of any difficult situation or difficult day on set? And if there was, how did you handle that situation?
See, many occasions, many times you face difficult situations, but that is why every day before starting our proceedings, we do Ganpati Puja.
Okay.
And we hope that nothing goes wrong. But I will tell you one incident. We were shooting in Indie Studio Karjat, and for Marathi feature film called Farzand. Again, it is a historical blockbuster, and it is a must-see film by everybody.
मोठमोठ्याल्या फौजा घेऊन केलेला हल्ला म्हणजे सुलतान ठवा, पण आपलं खरं यश मुठभर मावळ्यांनी केले.
We were filming in the night, and usually when we start filming by 7 o'clock in the evening for a night shift, the entire unit is given some snack before we start shooting. And then at around 11 o'clock, we break for dinner. So we had our snack and I started lighting. I had to create the moonlight. It is a war film, and all these Maratha warriors are almost about to conquer the one of the forts. So I had to create dim lit situation. The moon is there up in the sky. So I had made a huge box out of metal rods, and with the help of industrial crane, I was hanging that box 100 feet up in the air.
Okay.
So the entire weight of that box must have been about 700-800 kilos, and it was taken up in the air through the help of industrial crane. Now we started filming. The light box is right on our head, and at around 9:30, I don't know what happened, but I started feeling hungry. I usually don't demand for food breaks because technicians keep getting some of the other snacks or biscuits or fruits, But I don't know what happened that day. I requested my director that can we have a early dinner break? And he was very gracious enough. He said, "Oh, you're feeling hungry. What's wrong in it? I mean, we can break immediately. No problems at all." So we took a break, and I'm like sitting and having my food. And in my, peripheral vision, I see some object coming down in the air. That whole light box, the industrial crane, I think there was some problem with the gear. So that box started coming down, not drastically fast, but then at a considerable speed. And it came down and landed on the ground. The entire unit ran. Luckily, we had taken a break. If we were filming, all of us, were working under that light. The camera equipment, a lot of junior artists. So it would have been chaotic.
Maybe your sixth sense spoke, or I do not know. It's a miracle that you felt hungry.
I genuinely feel Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj was there and he saved our day. Believe you me. Everybody felt the same. Everybody, because it was magical. No cameraman, no technician, no actor demands for any food breaks, you know. But what happened
And
today, me requesting and director accepting that request.
that's what, like, feeling hungry, the person who never feels hungry and feeling hungry at a time when the disaster
No,
was about to happen.
even if I feel hungry, I will request the production people to feed me on set while working. I need not break take a break for
For
entire
dinner.
unit. You know, I need not take a break for entire unit. But
Yeah.
that was definitely miraculous.
And was there a defining moment or a particular film that made you say, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life?
To beginning of my career,
And entire till today, you feel that, maybe in the beginning of your career also, a defining moment or a particular film that, made you decide or made you say that, yes, this is what I want to do and I'm satisfied and this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
so like I said, Lagan, Dil Chahta Hai, Schindler's List,
Your film.
my film. See, all your films are your personal favorites because you get involved emotionally and physically. It is very demanding on any technician to execute a film, whether as a director or as a director of photography or any capacity. So all my projects are my favorite, but what gave me the most satisfaction were two films when I directed my first Marathi feature film, Online Binline. Like I said, it came to me out of nowhere. I was not expecting someone to offer me a film as a director at that particular time when I had not even thought of it. That gave me an immense uh, pleasure because even today people watch that film on YouTube and on social media, and people appreciate even today. And like you last year I directed my first Hindi feature film, MatchFixing. That gave me an immense satisfaction. The
You
kind
took my words again. Match fixing, it's a super hard, and now that, we know about the officer who is freed, who was actually falsely trapped, and he actually lost his youth in the jail. uh, how did you start, like, who approached you, how did it come to you, how did the movie, Match Fixing, actually land on your in your luck?
again, see, films like Farzand or Matchfixing or any film which is related to a real person, a great legendary hero, uh, alive or not alive, coming to you, I feel I feel that energy. You attract that energy. I got lucky with Farzand; it came into my lap. With Matchfixing, also, I felt I was not I was not expecting that film to come to me so suddenly. So when the producer approached me, they had already purchased the rights of that particular book, which is written by Colonel Kavar Khatana, retired. And I must give him all the credit in the world for the thorough research and the confidence that he showed on Colonel Purohit back then, even when his case was going on. And in his
Yeah.
book, on the last page, he has written, I believe he will come out clean. So he had predicted in 2020-21 when he wrote that book. So that conviction, again, in that film, it is, it is, there are so many coincidences when we were selecting costumes for Vinit Kumar's character or when we were selecting jewelry for his mother's character. When the film was released, and one of his relatives, I don't remember who, but one of his Colonel Purohit's relatives saw the film, and they called us specially to tell us that exact same color, same design shirt Colonel Purohit used to wear in his younger days. Exact same jewelry his mother still wears. And we had not met any one of them because, we had to respect their privacy. We had to respect.
Privacy.
And, the case was going on and we had to be very precautious about so many things. We couldn't meet any one of them. Usually when you're making a film on a living legend, you get to meet them, you get to interact with them. But unluckily for us, we couldn't interact and we couldn't take any of the tips. We relied upon Colonel Khatana's book and his references, but somehow things fell in so perfectly. It gives me goosebumps. It is so nostalgic to even talk about that we.
Any kind of fear that it was 2020, 2021 and
No, the film came to me in 2023, and I'll be very honest, Mousumi, that there was no fear in my mind because I knew from the heart, I knew from within, an Indian Army intelligence officer cannot do wrong. An Indian Army officer can't go wrong. So I had that faith and belief in the book. I am too small of a person to say all these words. What Colonel Purohit has gone through, if you read the book and if you've seen the film, okay, in the film we've shown 0.5% of what he has gone through. But if you read the book, you will know what sacrifices he has done for the country. And even after coming out clean, he said Jai Hind. And he straight away joined the army. So,
how do you feel today?
Very proud.
How do you feel today when you made the movie? He was and today when we see him,
very proud.
2025.
The day the verdict came out.
This was the only movie actually.
Yeah. So early in the morning, Kavar Khatana called me, and he was like, there was a childlike energy within him, and he was screaming and shouting, Kedar, we did it, Kedar, we did it. And then I requested him, please, I need to have a word with Colonel Purohit and I want to, hear his voice once. And then, through Kavar Khatana, we spoke and it was unbelievable. I mean,
have you met him?
No, I haven't. I haven't met him.
Have you met him?
No, I haven't met him.
Are you planning to meet him?
I wish to. I want to meet him and, I want to watch the film with him, with his entire family.
Are you planning someday?
I want to meet him along with his entire family and I want to watch the film MatchFixing with him and with his family.
I'm an army man, not a bloody terrorist. एक्सप्रेस सिर्फ एक छोटा सा नमूना था कि यहाँ कुछ बहुत बड़ा होने वाला है. दोनों तरफ के बड़े लोग इसमें शामिल हैं.
Also feel proud and maybe a satisfaction that yes, someone had projected the truth before actually he came out, free.
No, credit goes to
sir, every artist. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Continue, sir. Yes.
Credit goes to Colonel Khatana, the one who wrote the book, and with what accuracy and research. It's unbelievable.
And I still remember when I got that news, the first thought was match fixing. Like, because we couldn't, only one movie is there, you know, projecting the truth. Do you feel that that movie would be shown on, or would come on OTT? Because I think now today OTT platforms have become very, very popular. People are into OTT. Do you have any plans for match fixing
The
to come
rights
on
are
OTT,
reserved.
and so that
Rights are reserved with producers, and I don't know why it is not on OTT. I mean, I have no clue. But the rights are reserved with the producers. So I hope they're able to crack a deal and the entire country gets to watch the film, because it deserves that much success, you know.
indeed, here when we talk about deal, I think the only deal should be it should come on OTT. People should know the movie. People should see what actually
Absolutely.
Colonel Purohit has gone through.
Absolutely.
We hope that comes. We all are waiting for. I am personally waiting for that movie to come on. I have watched that, but uh, a movie on OTT platform, sitting with your
It's a
family
celebration.
and, you know,
It's a
watching that
celebration.
movie, celebration. Yes, yes, that is different. And sir, every artist has a signature. Every artist has a signature. So, what would you say is the Kedar Gaikwad signature in terms of cinematography?
As a cinematographer, I would like to be versatile and not create any one style, because what happens when you create one style, you get stuck in, you know, one style of cinematography, one style of lighting. Each film gives you a different challenge.
I think there is some internet issues. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I am saying,
Should I repeat the question, sir?
yeah.
Huh. The so every artist has a signature. What would you say is the Kedar Gaikwad signature in terms of cinematography?
If my audience is able to identify my style by watching my film, then it is my failure. Because as a cinematographer, each film comes with a different challenge and different look and feel. Say, for example, I shot a film called Dharmavir. It was a political thriller which was based on a real person, a biopic of a politician, which was a massive hit. If I shoot that in same style that I shoot a romantic film, then it is a disaster. So each film has to have different lighting pattern, and each film needs to have different way of handling. Sometimes I'm keeping my camera very smooth. Sometimes I'm, you know, doing handheld scenes. Sometimes I'm keeping it very wobbly to create that tension and drama. Sometimes I'm doing very glamorous advertising and romantic lighting for the romantic films. For a biopic, for a person who has given his life in politics and was man of masses, I created different patterns. For match fixing, I had a complete different treatment, because it was India, Pakistan, ISI, RAW, Army, you know, different locations. So obviously my style was different there.
That must have been challenging, because showing Pakistan, showing India, ISI, RAW, uh, so many characters involving so many organizations. Like, wasn't that challenging actually?
But that is why you are here in this industry. Otherwise, you know, I would have been doing 9 to 5 job somewhere. You like challenges. That is why you are, like in the beginning of our conversation, I said a word called passion.
Passion,
Passion
right?
and challenge is the one, you know, which keeps you going actually.
Indeed.
And see, that is what I look for. If a script is not pushing my limits as a director and cameraman, then what am I doing? Then it becomes monotonous. It is boring. So I am lucky that I am getting various subjects and not just one type of subjects to me.
Sir, I'm talking about the postmodern world. How has cinematography evolved over the last decade? Because nowadays we see, digital drones, we see AI entering the frame. So, do you think, technology has democratized filmmaking or made it more complicated?
I wouldn't say complicated. See, when I started, we were shooting on film cameras, celluloid. We used to use films. And, cinematographer who was doing films were very special. That whole category was very specialized because not everybody could shoot on film cameras. It needed massive amount of practice. But in 2011, suddenly this digital transformation happened. In 2012, Kodak declared bankruptcy and it just went out of the market. So by 2012 end, the entire game was shifted onto a digital. But that's the fun. You got to keep up with the developing technology.
And how do you see filmmaking? Evolving with AI, virtual production, and OTT platforms?
See, OTT has definitely changed the game for the feature films. What we used to see, the film industry business will be divided between two parts, pre-lockdown and post-lockdown. Because post-lockdown, suddenly what has happened is people have stopped going to the film theaters. Because when you come home from the office at 8:30, you're having a nice dinner, having a nice time with family, you're watching something on OTT, and you have an option of stopping that particular film or a web series by 10 o'clock and continue watching next day. As against, but I would say you're missing the fun of watching a film on a big screen.
Yeah.
So, people has multiple choices these days. What I personally feel is Government of India should regularize the ticket fare in all theaters. There should be a fixed rate. Because if you see the economics, you go out with a family of 4, you take out your car, you burn the petrol, you pay the shopping mall high ticket prices, then popcorn, then food. So family of 4, if you go to watch a film, you're easily spending around 3,000 to 4,000 rupees.
Indeed. Yes.
And if the film is bad, you're wasting your money. So now you have a choice of an OTT.
Yeah. So let's have a rapid fire round with you before, because there's so much to talk about movies, cinema, all the movies. Definitely, we can only show the glimpses of the movies. We cannot, one film you wish you had directed.
Zero Dark 30. Have you seen that film?
No.
Amazing film.
Okay, I'll make it a point to watch. Cinemas or OTT? What do you prefer as a viewer?
Cinema.
A filmmaker you would love to collaborate with?
As a director?
As a director, as a cinematographer, as a filmmaker?
As a cinematographer, definitely Christopher Nolan.
And as a filmmaker?
As a filmmaker, I would like to make a film like Zero Dark 30. So, I am not crazy about any particular actor, but in Hollywood, Brad Pitt, Hugh Grant, and in Indian industry, I like Vijay Sethupathi.
And your all-time comfort movie?
Notting Hill.
And script first or visuals first?
Script.
A genre you haven't tried but want to?
I would like to try the genre. I have done rom-com, I have done biopics, I have done action thrillers, I have done political thrillers. I don't like sci-fi. So what is left? A murder mystery. Who done it?
Okay, murder mystery. And the most overrated thing in filmmaking today?
The staff that comes with the actors.
Okay. And morning shoot or night shoot? What's your vibe?
Morning.
And a director whose work you secretly envy?
Who I envy?
Yes.
Someone else's work?
Yes, a director whose work you secretly envy.
Oh. Who are my favorites? In Indian industry, it has to be... there are so many directors. I like... in recent past, I like Kantara. So,
Okay.
Rishabh Shetty's work I envy.
And one actor you want to work with again and again?
The one which I've worked with. I've worked with so many of them. So taking one name is unfair. I will say who I've not worked with. I've not worked with... There are so many good actors. Madhavan, Vijay Sethupathi. I like
And,
so many.
Your favorite lens, wide, normal or telephoto?
I like telephoto. So I like, my personal favorite is 50mm and 85.
And one thing you cannot tolerate on set?
The delays.
Passionate people. Tea, coffee or energy drink?
Definitely coffee.
Okay. Three things always in your set bag.
Kit bag, the set bag.
Set bag.
The light meter, the hat, and my mobile.
Okay. And dialogues or silence? What speaks louder?
Silence. Lesser is better, obviously.
If not a filmmaker, what would you be?
Sportsman, definitely.
Definitely. Thank you so much, sir. It was so fun talking to you. And definitely, we must have a live show also with coffee mugs in our hands. Definitely will do. But yes, our viewers must watch Kedar Gaikwad's movies. We are showing the clippings to you. And it's your job now to take out the names from our clippings and watch those movies. And do not miss MatchFixing. And still waiting for MatchFixing to come on OTT. One thing you want to, before we end today, advise to the young, aspiring filmmakers or cinematographers?
Join the industry for a right reason. And the right reason is passion for cinema. And be patient, be passionate. And, good things take time. So do not be in a rush to become an independent technician. Whether you're a director or a cinematographer, any field, work under experts, gather that knowledge and experience, and then start your own journey as independent technicians. Patience and passion is the key.
Indeed. Thank you so much, sir, for being with the Global Eye. We will meet you again, maybe with your next movie. I can see you, with the heavy cameras, shooting still, moving abroad in India and everywhere. So waiting for your next. When is your next coming?
Very soon. I have got one subject ready and I've started pitching already. So let's see when it gets greenlit. I shall announce it. But it should be very interesting.
Heartiest congratulations and all the best for your upcoming movie, sir. Thank you for coming and joining the Global Eye. Thank you so much.